Minecraft. With its recent resurgence in popularity, I figured now is probably the best time for me to talk about my history with this game. Minecraft has been one of the major shaping factors in my life, and that does sound a bit weird when I say it out loud, but stick with me, and I'll explain how this simple little blocks game ended up dictating a lot of my personality. The way I discovered Minecraft is not actually special. It's the same as most people did. YouTube. Some prophet didn't come down from the sky telling me to play the game. No, I found it on the Yogscast YouTube channel back when it was a survival Let's Play instead of Shadow of Israfel. And I watched it, but I didn't properly get involved with Minecraft until it was released on PlayStation 3. That's where our story properly begins. When looking at how the friend group was created, you don't look at Minecraft, you look at Little Big Planet, which was another franchise on the PlayStation 3. This is where I met everybody in this friend group, and it's responsible for the other half of who I am. But then, if we wanted to play a game with more than 4 people, Minecraft was the go-to. And that's where I created something by introducing 2 friends to each other who instantly hated each other, but after a while they did start to warm up, and those 2 friends brought their friends, and they brought their friends, and after a short time, the friend group was made. And we needed a Minecraft world. And I was the one to make that Minecraft world. A city world is something that a lot of people on Minecraft consoles would do. They'd go into creative and build a city, but I was different. I wanted it to be a survival world where we had to work to build the city and there'd be a functioning economy and everything, and well, it didn't work out as I planned, but it did still work out. City World 1 lasted from the PlayStation 3 to the PlayStation 4 when the world was corrupted in a way and lost that snowy aspect. At that point, we figured the world was as good as dead. Without the snow, we were going to have ugly sleet covering the city, and so the first City World was put to rest, and after a bout of factions, arguments, and a lot more, I'd say I missed this city world. It was simple, and it made everything easy. So, when something makes you happy and it ends, you try to find a way to bring it back. The next attempt to add a city world did not go over as well. In fact, every world I hosted after that did not have the same euphoric happiness the first world gave me. That first city world was dead. Its fate was sealed, the ice was melting, and it was just not a fun world anymore. It didn't help the economy had been wrecked by duplication, so I made a new city world. And it didn't work. Maybe it was the fact that I had been attempting a project on Little Big Planet which was too ambitious and it was stressing me out. Combine that with high school, it was not a fun time. It destroyed me emotionally, and I would lash out at anybody that tried to challenge me. I'd insult them and tear them down, and it was not a good time. Looking back on these memories, I just try to ignore them and push past them and get to the happy parts, but it's probably safe to say that these might even outweigh those happy parts. As much as I tried, I could never bring back the same happiness I had. So, I just went along with it. I did what I wanted to do, and this became a problem when one of my friends inherited a house from somebody who had moved on the city world to another city, which I had specifically asked them not to do, that they did anyway. They made their second city, and more people were moving there. I just built a house, so I wasn't going to move, but when my friend inherited a house which was damaged and griefed, and he assumed it was their doing, he went over there and trashed the place. I followed behind just to make sure he didn't get too out of hand, but since I was there, I took the blame. I was blamed for something I hadn't done. Even if I'd had a part in it, I wasn't the main cause or the main catalyst, but I still got the blame. And just like that, City World 2 had died right there. And this, unfortunately, wasn't a one-off either. Other worlds were having similar experiences. On one of the other worlds, everybody started moving away from the house I had built for them, and I got angry. Somebody insulted me, I was already having a bad day, and I said some choice words I shouldn't have said, and that was almost it. That was almost the end of a friend group I'd been part of for 3 years. But the third city world would be different, right? The third city world was, in fact, better. It did a lot better than City World 2. People were skeptical, of course, but eventually we had a pretty decent city. And no duplication to wreck the economy. Somebody built an Imperial Star Wars base, that was a bit weird, but oh well. 2 guys built a castle. Those 2 guys got in an argument with somebody else. That somebody else came to me, spouting lies, to get me to evict them. I believed him and evicted them, then found out the full story. But by the time I found out the full story, it was too late. The castle had been ransacked. And it was my fault. I didn't really have a way to fix this. Even though it was only 2 people and the majority of the server would still stay on, I felt very guilty. I really couldn't deal with it. And I started into a building frenzy where I wanted new buildings everywhere. It was a bit awkward, really. But at the same time, older buildings were getting griefed, older buildings were just getting taken over and turned into other things, and I didn't do anything about it. My old house got bought out, covered in netherrack, and then dismantled. That was not fun. The second house on the server had been completely nuked at this point, and pretty much everything old was gone. But it was a functioning server. I'd succeeded. And there was nothing that was going to go wrong this time. There's nothing that can go wrong, right? By this time, it was the summer of 2017, and I had received some unfortunate news. And I'd have to leave the friend group. Not by choice, by necessity, or so I thought. I figured that where I was going, I wouldn't be able to keep in touch as much. I'd have to study more, as this was a boarding school. I'm glad I was wrong, but I was right about the friend group ending. Because me and 2 of my friends, we split from PS4 and moved to PC. At the same time, Minecraft had finally died. Now, it skips to 2019. Even though admittedly there had been Minecraft Worlds in that time period gap, 2019 was when things changed for Minecraft and me. I was fully settled into my new life at boarding school, and I was coming home semi-regularly, and when I did, I'd play with my friends in the new friend group, which, even though only having the 3 members from the original, it was still great. And with Minecraft's resurgence, one of us bought a realm. We played on that realm until that realm started to peter out, which was sad, but realms do that. And then one of my friends had a great idea. Why not play modded? And that's when things changed. Minecraft's cool again to play, and me and my friends play it. I'm content and happy where I am now. And I don't think I would change much. Sure, I might not have been the best friend, and I definitely had some issues I was working out, but Minecraft still helped me to learn, just as much as Little Big Planet did, how to be a decent human being, how to interact, what to say, what not to say, and most importantly, how to plan a good city. I still have my issues, but I'm better than I was back then. I do still miss the old friend group. I do still miss the good old days of 2011 and 2013 and really any time before 2015. But those times are gone. I have to move on. And that's okay. I don't think I'd change anything about the story. Maybe have a little less of the bad parts, but other than that, I'm glad I played Minecraft. I'm glad Minecraft helped to build and shape a friend group. And you know what? Thank you, Minecraft, for being such an addictive game.